Please welcome Autodesk evangelist, Lynn Allen.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you out there. What's up with that? Have you learned yet that even if you didn't sign up for a class, you can sneak in the side doors yet? Top security over here, huh? Anyway, welcome. Thanks so much to all of you for signing up for my class. I can't believe it. And how many of you have taken this class before with me? Wow, you came back. Awesome. All right, so I promised you I wouldn't have any tips from last year, right? So there's just like a couple, maybe 2 or 3, because it was relevant to what I was talking about that you'll see, but other than that, no tips from, I refused to do sections that I did from last year. There might be some tips from 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I figured you at least forgot those. And then some other tips that I haven't done before. So a little bit of everything. It doesn't matter what release of AutoCAD you're on. These tips should be relevant to you. This is a very fast-paced class. So I'm not nearly as funny in this one because I don't have time to be funny. So I'll do the best I can under the circumstances. The handouts are up there, and I did what I feel is a really good job of explaining everything. So if you missed something, definitely download the handouts and you should be able to remember or catch on from there. I do have my lovely timer, Leah, who kindly has agreed to try to keep me on track. If you've been in this class before, you know I need her desperately. And the rest of it, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Can you all hear me okay? Everything okay? You got it? All right, so let's get started because we have no time. We've already lost a tip, right? So my goal here today is to show you some tips and techniques that are going to help you be more productive, get your jobs done faster, help you work smarter. There's no way in this time I'm going to show you 60 tips that you don't know any of them. I will be really happy if you get a good dozen or so of them that you can try and take back to the office and apply in your jobs, because I hope you'll do that. I hope you don't just go, that's a great tip. I should try that and then never use it. That won't do you any good, right? So hopefully you'll actually apply them when you go back to the office, whenever. How many of you told your boss it was a 2-week conference? Anybody? I should have done that, right? Just checking. Anybody going to work on Friday? Come on. Nobody's going to work on Friday. What? You're killing me. All right. I'm not. All right, so let's start off by talking about the quick access toolbar. So I'm going to spend most of my time inside of AutoCAD, only jumping back to the PowerPoint occasionally. I actually have my PowerPoint here on my iPad, so I don't have to flip back. I can just go. All right, so some of the tips that I'll be showing you today are new inside of AutoCAD 2018. One of the things that they put inside of AutoCAD 2018 has been one of my tips that I show every single time. One of the things that I do not like to do, I always talk about being really lazy. If you've ever seen any of my Catalyst videos, I always talk about I'm too lazy. I hate extra picks and clicks, and I don't know if you do, but I hate it. And one of the things I don't like having to do is always having to go back to the Home tab on the ribbon to change my current layer or do anything with layers. And so one of my favorite tips always has been to do a right click and add the layer drop-down list to the quick access toolbar. So apparently someone from the AutoCAD team must have been in my class because they actually finally added that option to the drop-down list here on the quick access toolbar inside of AutoCAD 2018. How many of you are on 2018? Okay, good. All right, so now all you have to do is just click on layer and there it is. For those of you not on 2018, it doesn't matter. Just do it. You can pick any command that you want. Recently, I had somebody who was really into 3-point circles. So we'll just say, I draw 3-point circles all the time. I want to be able to get to them as quickly as possible. Okay, all right, so let's do a right click on 3-point circles. Okay, let's not do a right click on 3-point circles. Oh, it's going to put the whole thing up there. I'll show you another way to do it anyway. And you can add that to the quick access toolbar anyway. We're going to be doing a lot with 3-point circles. Here it is over here. Okay? All right. Also, if I do this drop-down list, you'll see that there's an option to do more commands. This is another way of doing this. It takes you into the quick CUI, kind of an abridged version of the CUI, and you can find any command that you want on here as well. I don't know what your favorite commands are. Any command that you are accessing all the time, you should be putting that on the quick access toolbar so you don't have to go find it. Make it really easy. Grab that and drag it. Sorry, I got a lot of cords up here. Drag that and drop it right into place anywhere you want it to go on the quick access toolbar. You have to hit and apply, otherwise it won't stay there. All right, so customize the quick access toolbar with all the tools that you use frequently. If you really get into the quick access toolbar, you can also say you want to show that below the ribbon, and then you have access to all kinds of, you can fill up that whole darn thing full of tools. Good luck finding them, but you can do that, all right? And I don't like it that way, so I'm going to put them back. I'm going to put it back above the ribbon. And then where are my ribbon rebels? My ribbon rebels? There's still a few of you out there that are still don't want to use the ribbon or still think maybe it's not going to catch on. It's not going to catch on. They're going to get rid of it any release now. All right. Well, for those of you who are ribbon rebels, I'm sure you know how to get the menu bar back, right? Just for fun's sake, just for nostalgia, it's fun to go back to the pull-down menus, isn't it? Come on. Remember the good old days? Yeah, I know. Hopefully you've embraced the ribbon and you don't need the menu bar anymore. All right, so just a few things with the quick access toolbar. I'm a big fan. Customize it, put your favorite tools there so you don't have to go wandering all over the place. All right, just a couple of other things that have to do with AutoCAD 2018. Big wish list request, if you go into any command that has files in it. You know, in previous releases, if you sort, let's say I sort by size, and then I leave the dialog box and I come back in, it doesn't care. When you go back in again, is it sorted by size? No, it doesn't care. Well, in AutoCAD 2018, thankfully, it cares now. It will remember whatever the last savings was, however you saved it the last time you were in. Tiny little things, but they add up. And then also, just a couple of other things that if you don't know about, nobody tells you, you won't know. If I go in the insert command, you'll also hopefully notice that a whole bunch of dialog boxes that didn't used to be sizable are sizable, including those with lists in them. So you don't have to use the dreaded slider bar when you have a long bunch of items in a list. But you'll also see that insert supports autocomplete. They did that in 2017. So instead of having to deal once again with the dreaded slider bar, which I'm not a fan of, I can actually just start typing. Let's come back up here. Like, start typing in the first couple of characters, and it will automatically go to that block. That should save you some time. If people don't tell you, you won't know you can do that. And so I want you to know, all right? Little things like that. So sometimes it's hard to find commands in the ribbon or anywhere in their user interface. So I just want to show you a couple of ways to find them really fast so you don't end up hitting your heads against the wall. For example, I wanted to find ISODraft. You guys know what ISODraft does? It allows you to, it's a very cool tool that allows you very quickly to get into isometric drawing, if anybody's still doing isometric drawing in AutoCAD. If you go into any of the help commands inside, you go into help and you ask for it, you should find this cool find button. And that will actually then show you in the menu exactly where it is. So whenever you see the find button, just click on it and it will show you in the ribbon, it will show you in the application menu. For example, I'm wondering, where did purge go? Where's purge? They keep moving things around. I could go into purge, I could say find that. And you'll see that it happens to be, it doesn't look very clear there, it's in the application menu. And then if you don't want to go that route, you also have the option in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Did you know that you know what that box is for? You can type in any command you want and it will actually go tell you where that is as well. Okay, another option for you there. And then on that same note, when you upgrade to a new release of AutoCAD, oftentimes system variables get put back to the way they were before. And inadvertently, you will find, especially in the application menu, that this will default back to stop it. I'm on an angle, so now it's going if I don't hold my mouse down on it. All right, state. You will find that the number of previously viewed, stop it. All right, let's go to the start menu. That's easier. Let's go over here. The number of previously viewed files by default defaults to what number? Do you know what number it defaults to? 9. Do you know why it defaults to 9? Because in the old file menu, you used to only be able to have 9 previously viewed files because it used to be able to drive it by using numbers. And if the next number from 9 would have been 10, that would have been a 1. There was already a 1. Anyway, it's really complicated. Anyway, so if you go into options, that option is still there. It defaults, of course, to, oh, forget it. Let's go back over here. There we go. If you go into options, and if you go over to open and save, you will see this guy, file open, it still defaults to 9. You can't set that any higher than 9. Whoever did the programming on this said, well, 9's a good number up here, so 9 should be, I guess they want 9 here as well. And if you upgrade to AutoCAD and you don't have all your settings set, it will go right back to 9 again. And that means that the number of previously viewed files, both in the application menu, if you could see it, and also in the Start tab, will also be 9. But you want way more than 9, right? You want to be able to see as many as you can. So you want to set that as high as you can, and the highest you can set it is to 50. So make sure you set it to 50. It'll save you lots of time. All right. Well, there's that. Let's see what else. Other things on the user interface, because I'm a big fan of setting up the user interface the way that you like it, so you feel nice and comfy, so you can get a whole lot done inside of AutoCAD. Autodesk decides which tools you want to have down here. If you're not using the tools, get rid of them. And if the tools that you want aren't there, put them on there. And hopefully you know that you can do that by clicking in the lower right-hand corner. Internally, do you guys know what they call that? Some of you do. Internally, we call that the hamburger. If you want to be cool, you call it the hamburger. I guess it kind of looks like a Big Mac, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, a lot of you like coordinates. Maybe you want to turn the coordinates back on. It's up to you. If you're not using things like the annotation monitor, or maybe you're not maximizing viewports, whatever the situation is, definitely turn those off, all right? So set the user interface up to be efficient. You should not have tools on your screen that you are not using, and you should definitely make sure that you have all the tools that you need available at your tooltips, at your fingertips, okay? All right. And let's see. Oh, then other things that came up over time. AutoCAD actually likes to dock the layout tabs above the status bar, but they added in the ability to put it in line with the status bar. I'm very greedy with my screen real estate. I don't know about you, so I highly recommend that you definitely dock it in line with the status bar. All right? It's a simple right-click, dock it in line with the status bar. It may not be obvious to you that you can do that, but I'm a big fan of that. If you have too many layout tabs, it doesn't matter, because you can still get to all of them. You can also remember you can always get to them up here as well, very easily from the file tabs. All right. Let's see what else. So you don't actually get to see the PowerPoint, only I do. What else? So you're going to be using some palettes, a lot of palettes in the ribbon. Sometimes you're going to be using them for long periods of time. Maybe I'm going to do a bunch of dimensions. Did you guys know that you can just pull these guys right off? You know that? You can pull them right off and use them for as long as you need to. Do your dimensions, and then when you're finished, you can put them right back by clicking on the little return panels to the ribbon right up here. Very easily, puts it right back. And hopefully you also know that it's really easy for you to move these guys around so they're in the order and the location that you want them to be. What else do we have on here? I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint so you can know that I actually did write a PowerPoint. Here we go. We did that. We did that. We did that. Now we're going to talk about controlling that rubber banding line in AutoCAD. That's a new feature inside of AutoCAD 2018, which means somebody asked for it. I didn't ask for it. You know what I'm talking about? If I go like into the move command and I select this object right here and I go like that, see that rubber banding line? Do you care what color it is? Anybody? Okay, we did it for you, sir. For you. You care. I knew somebody had to care because they went to the trouble to put it into AutoCAD 2018. All right? So just for you and nobody but you. If you go into options, of course, and you go underneath colors, you will see there's this option right here for Rubberband Line, and you can make it whatever color you want, whatever makes you happy. Some people didn't like the color that it was before, so there you go. Super easy. How exciting is that? You should upgrade just for that. What else? This is also inside of AutoCAD 2018. I'm sure you've been in this situation. Let me zoom in just a little bit closer. I need to erase some objects. Let me pan. I'm going to pan some more. I'm going to pan some more. If you have a selection set and you start panning while you're creating that selection set, in the past, oftentimes the selection set would go away, which was incredibly annoying, right? But inside of AutoCAD 2018, they have it set up so that you can, in fact, keep that selection set and you won't have any issues with that. So that's a nice feature inside of AutoCAD 2018. There is a system variable called selection off screen. If for some reason you don't like it, you can get rid of it. If it's bugging you, I don't know why you would want to get rid of it, but you can. You are welcome to get rid of it if you want to. And then just another command that I use quite frequently that I'm assuming most of you are familiar with. There's a command called close all other, not close all. That's a different command. Close all other, which allows you to close every single drawing that's open except for the one that your current drawing is. Do you guys use that? You can also get to it from the file tabs, right? Close all other drawings. It gives you a chance to save them. It's not violent. It's not going to just close them all without saving them. But I do like that particular feature. All right. Moving along. You guys all right? You guys are quiet today. Is it because it's right after lunch? Is that why? Okay, it's going to get a lot more fun. That was just the boring UI stuff. It gets a lot more fun when we get to the very end because you know what part's at the very end. The ways to torture your coworker section, which is everybody's favorite. I'm okay? All right. Because this part, the next part's going to take a little bit longer. All right, so back over to the PowerPoint. So how many of you know what the sysbar monitor command is? That's not too bad. Interesting. It didn't have a very good PR manager, so a lot of people don't know about it. The system variable monitor it's a very cool command. It's not in any of the menus, so it's kind of top secret. And it allows you to put system variables in there that you don't want to get changed behind your back. And if they do get changed, the sysbar monitor will tell on it. It will be, hey, just so you know, it's a snitch. Somebody changed the system variables behind your back in your drawing file. Maybe you ran a Lisp routine and they didn't know what they were doing when they wrote the Lisp routine and they didn't put the system variables back like they were supposed to, just as an example. So the sysbar monitor is there to protect yourself. Or if you're a CAD manager and you have CAD users who don't know what they're doing and they're accidentally do things like, turn file dia off or pick first off or whatever the situation is, and you're always having to correct them, you can put this in as a safety for yourself. So you can fix them very easily. So let me just kind of talk briefly about the system variable monitor. Let's go to this incredibly complicated drawing file. First of all, I want to show you in the lower right-hand corner, there is a new tool that came out inside of AutoCAD 2018. It only shows up if there's something going on in the system variable monitor. It's this tool right here. If it's not there, then everything's okay. If it is there, that means that a system variable was changed and it's not the way you want it to be. If I click on this tool, it will launch the system variable monitor, and you can see that I've got, that's bad. Whenever you see those yellow exclamation points, we know that must be bad. And you can see that two system variables are not the way I like to have them set in this particular drawing. So these are actually pre-populated with quite a few system variables, courtesy of the product support team. And that's because they got tired of answering the phone with people who did bad things like turn pick add off or pick first off or things like that. So consequently, this already comes pre-populated. You can change it if you don't like it, but there are some pre-populated system variables in it. And you can add your own. How do you do that? You click Edit List, and then select the system variable that you want. Let's see, how about MTJ? I like this one. We'll be talking about this one later. Put that one in there, say OK. So it's going to remember that. It's going to know my current setting, and that's going to be supposedly the way I want it to be. You can decide if you want it to notify you with a balloon. Let's do a balloon. I like balloons. Fireworks, letting you know that something's gone wrong, and an OK. Now, how do you reset it? Once again, you can go back in here, you can just hit reset all. You can also, if you're in 2018, this is why they put it in here, you can do a right click and you can say reset system variables. It's one step faster. It puts everything back to the way it was. You get these little messages down here. If I go back into the sysbar monitor, you will actually see that everything's all happy now. The world's a beautiful place now. All right, so that's the sysbar monitor. Okay, so now I think we're going to get into interesting territory. Well, I saw this gentleman right here, but of course he's in my line of sight. Yep, you right there, go like this. You, yes, sir. Okay, so now this is the most important part of the class. And this is a highly intellectual game that we play. And it's basically whenever you see a bunny, you're supposed to raise your hand. It's a very hard game. It's a very difficult game, and actually the people who win usually have red shirts on, but you didn't, but I saw your hand first. And we have incredibly expensive prizes. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm a big Monty Python fan, and so I always have Monty Python prizes. And if you're not a Monty Python fan, don't raise your hand, because you're not worthy of the prizes. It's very simple, all right? Some of you remember that one year that there was somebody who didn't know anything about Monty Python, and I told him he couldn't have it. So I won't quiz you or anything. You could just lie. I don't know why you didn't lie, but anyway. So we have, of course, the rabbit with the big pointy teeth, right? You know, kids love that. Little babies. Ah! All right, there's that. New this year, I have a horse action figure. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 2 coconuts. It's absolutely hysterical, all of this. Warning, do not grip the outer sides, as this is a very sensitive area to the horse and he's likely to bite. Absolutely hysterical grooming with a stiff brush. It tells you how to take care of your horse and everything. It's very, very cool. It shows you how to get your horse to gallop and all kinds of things like that. And then last but not least, my favorite, although he's a tiny one this year, I tried to get a big one. I don't know what's going on, but it's, of course, the Black Knight, right? Ah! Oh, I lost 2 arms. And there's supposed to be a lot of flesh hanging out. Ah! But you put him back, he's velcroed in, he's all right. Come back and fight. What you going to do, bleed on me? All that. All right, so, sir, which one would you like? Are you a Monty Python fan? Just good job, even if you're not. Which one would you like? You want what? You want the knight? Okay, I will save the knight for you. You can come up and get it now, or you can, it's got a couple different pieces, sorry. I think the leg's over there, but. All right, thank you, sir. Yay! Wakes everybody up, you guys are quiet. Did you get the no, I really meant it, there's an arm. I said he was in pieces. You thought I was making it up. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so let's talk about the CUI. How many of you guys customize the CUI? Awesome sauce. All right, so we're going to have some fun. So the only reason I really want to go over this is because this is so awesome when it comes to torturing your coworkers. Oh my God, I have so many fun things we're going to do today. But anyway, so let's just really quickly do, we're not a CUI class. We're not going to get into the whole Control-C, all of that. We're just going to do some really simple stuff that's going to make you more productive and more powerful, and also could also help you be evil, but that's beside the point. Okay? So, for example, I told you about this really nice gentleman. Let's just go, it doesn't matter where we are. This very nice gentleman. Oh, see, look, see, system variable changed, right? So then you could click on it, you could fix it, blah, 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 blah. Because in that drawing file, the system variables don't match whatever I did. But let's go back over here. I told you this very nice gentleman, he was not happy that 3-point circle is not on the top whenever he enters AutoCAD. Now, if I come over here and let's just say I pick 2-point circle, that's going to stay on top. It's okay, it's all fine. But he didn't even want to walk into AutoCAD and not have his 3-point circle or 2-point circle or whatever the situation is be on top. So let's fix that so that all of your favorite commands are on the top. Maybe you don't want fillet on the top. Maybe you want chamfer on the top. Whatever the situation is, it's super easy to do that, right? So let's do that. Let's go into the CUI. Don't be afraid of the CUI. I've tortured the CUI for the last few days. And incidentally, if things go badly in the CUI, doesn't matter, do a right click right there on ACAD, restore ACAD.CUI. It's going to get rid of everything that you did from the customization standpoint. It's just going to put it back to the way it was when you first walked in, but it'll be okay. So if you totally mess it up, it's okay. I mess it up all the time. Do you know what the difference between that one and restore is? Restore will restore whatever was the last, whatever you did the last go around when you saved it. So like if it was okay the last time, and then you go in and you were customizing it and then you mess it all up, you could just do a restore. That won't reset it back to the factory defaults or anything. It'll just restore it back to when it worked before, not get rid of all of your customization. Make sense? Yes? Yes? Okay, all right. Let's move along. All right, so let's take a look at the ribbon. And let's go down to tabs. And I want to put that 3-point circle on the top. I want it to always be on the top whenever I enter AutoCAD, all right? Whenever I go into AutoCAD. It happens to be on the Home tab on the ribbon. It's on the Draw tab. And here it is right here, right? Here it is right here. It always does that. I don't know why. It kind of flips out. All right, and you can see right here, right under Primary Command, it says Center Radius, right? That's not what I want. I want 3-point. This is so easy. Grab it, pull it to the top, and now whenever you enter AutoCAD, 3-point's going to be at the top. If for some reason that matters to you, that's how easy it is to do it. You can do that maybe for arc. Maybe you do a different, you don't want arc. You don't want 3-point arc at the top. Maybe you do a lot of, I don't know, start, center, end. You can pull that one to the top as well. So now whenever you enter AutoCAD, that one's going to be on the top. If I say OK, now you can see that 3-point's on the top, and is that the one I did, start, center, end? We'll pretend that's what it was. I don't remember what I did. Okay, so that's always going to be the case. So that would have made him happy. All right, so what else do we have? Let's see, where am I? Shortcut keys. Shortcut keys are fun. Shortcut key combinations, right? You know, Control-C, Control-V, any key combination that you want. You can override the existing the existing short key combinations, or you can make your own. So let's say he wanted a control key combination for his 3-point circle. This guy's going to get so many 3-point circles, he's not going to know what to do, right? So let's go back into the CUI, and let's go to keyboard shortcuts, shortcut keys, super simple. All you have to do is find that whatever command it is you want to assign a shortcut key to. So let's go find his 3-point circle. Here it is. Drag it. You just have to pull it up anywhere underneath shortcut keys. It doesn't matter where it goes. Okay. It only matters if there is another key combination that was also assigned to that. The order only matters is because the one at the top is going to win. So in that situation, it does matter. But anyway. So I happen to have my circle 3 points. I come over here, and if I look right here, you'll see that it doesn't have any shortcut keys assigned to it. Can you see that? It's empty. So I'm going to assign a key combination to that. So like if I say Control-C, it comes back and it says, oh, Control-C is already assigned to copy clip. Oh, all right, so I don't want to do that, right? So how about Control-3? What's that assigned to? Oh, that's already assigned to tool palette. How about Shift-3? So that sounds like that might be a problem because that is actually a hashtag or a number sign inside of text. But I'm not drawing a 3-point circle when I'm in text. And when I'm in text, it will do a pound sign. So it's not going to be a conflict at all. It's going to work out just fine. So I'm going to say OK to that. But let me just remind you, I can't tell you how easy it would be to come in here and where it says copy clip, to do something like that. And it says, just so you know, Control-V is already assigned to paste. Thanks for sharing. And then to go to, where's paste? Paste. And then do what? Control-C. Or you know what my favorite was? Save. Do you guys do Control-S for save? This is my favorite. Control-X. So what does that do? What does that do? It cuts. So somebody thinks they're saving their John, and come on, how fun is all this? Come on. I'll cancel that one. Anyway, it's just my computer, so there's no damage done. But all right, so if I do a shift and a 3, it goes into the circle command. I have a 3-point circle, right? So we could do that. If I do Control V, it wants to do a copy. If I do a Control C, so now I'm totally screwed myself. Yay, Lynn. But anyway, you get the idea. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, then the rollover tool tips. Okay, so if I move my cursor over that, it's actually, I'm going to go back over here to this one. If I move my cursor over this right here, it tells me it's a text, right? It tells me the color of the layer and the line type. I guess that's all right. If I move it over this polyline, it tells me the color, layer, line type. I would love it to tell me the area, maybe the length. I want more information. Maybe I want the height or the style. It's super easy to tell it you want more information every time you roll over it. Let's do that really fast. Let's change the rollover tips, all right? I'm sure I'm taking too long on these. She's going to get mad at me here. Rollover tips. Super easy, incidentally. Look at this. Let's go to polyline. I want to also have the area and the length show up. Let's go over to text. I also want to have the height, and I would like the style. Super easy. Okay. Now if I move my cursor over this polyline, stay there. So now it's telling me the area and the length very quickly, very easily. If I move my cursor over this text, it's also telling me the style and the height. So you can customize it with all kinds of information, so it's always available to you right at your fingertips. All right, I got that one. Oh, double-click actions. All right, so when you double-click on objects, like if I double-click on this hatch pattern, okay, that was a bad shot. Pretend it didn't do that. I actually get some quick properties, and it also, of course, changes. I know I'm behind. And it also switches the tab on the ribbon over to hatch, right? If I double-click on text, it takes me into the MText editor, right? So you also can control that. If I go into the CUI, just so you know, same basic idea. Underneath double-click actions, you have complete control. If I click on block, it says block double-click, but you can take any command you want down here, and you can pull that up and replace that, whatever that would happen to be. I could say change, and I could pull that. We'll drop it anyway. Now I've totally messed it up. Underneath, if I double-click on a section object, it's going to execute the change command. But the point is, you have complete control over what happens when you double-click. And later on, we'll talk about some fun things you can do with double-clicking. But that's beside the point. And then last but not least, while I'm in here, I'd also like to point out mouse buttons. There's a lot we can do with mouse buttons. You guys customize your mouse buttons? Some of you? Any of you have a mouse that has more than 2 buttons on it anymore? Oh, look at. Apparently only this side of the room. Nobody on this side of the room. All right, I'll just talk to you guys. So we have the ability to control what happens when, maybe, should I go back over to my, oh, it's okay. What happens when so forget the first button. The first button's out, all right? It's out. It has one goal in life, and that's to pick. But the other buttons you can customize. If you have a 2-button mouse, that second button, you can control what happens when you click on that right button. You can have it do, we used to do an enter, right? We used to have it do an enter. You can have it do an object snap menu. You can have it do, I don't know, whatever you want. Draw a text. You can customize it any way you want. Whatever command you want, you can put on that. You can also have it set up so that if you do a shift and a right click, second button, or a control and a right click, or for those of you that are really coordinated, a control and a shift and a right click. If you have more buttons, you can customize all those buttons as well. So if I come in here and I drop this down, you can see the button number 2, the right button, does a grips menu. If you don't like that, what if you wanted to do an enter like it used to? You can put that back to an enter. You'll also see there are options for shift click. If I do a shift and a right click, I happen to get the snap menu. Control click, I happen to get also the snap menu. Okay, great. That's completely not productive, right? Give it something else. Give it another reason to live. And then shift, control, click. Oh, also the snap menu. Come on, people. Let's be creative. We should have all different things, right? These are the defaults, so you have the ability to put all kinds of clever commands on there. Drag and drop it. Super simple. Drag and drop. All right, I'm running out of time, so I have to move on. All right, enough of the CUI. We will revisit that, though. All right, back over to my PowerPoint. Don't be afraid to go into the CUI. You can make it really, really powerful. All right, so these are all new to AutoCAD 2018, XREFs. Okay, we have a love-hate relationship with XREFs. We love them when they work. We hate them when they don't. When those links get broken, it's a terrible, terrible thing. Am I right? It's awful. How many of you use XREFs? All right. How many of you have had things go terribly wrong with XREFs? Yeah. The theory is good. They're wonderful like I said, they're wonderful when they work, but it can go really, really badly. So in AutoCAD 2018, for those of you who haven't upgraded, or for those of you who have and haven't tried it, they did a ton of work on XREFs with the ultimate goal to make sure that it's easier to fix broken links, and also they did a lot of work to keep those broken links from happening to begin with. So that's half the battle. So one of the first things that you will notice is that when you attach an XREF, it no longer defaults to full path like it has forever. When you're going to attach, it defaults to relative. That's going to save a lot of headaches right there. All right. Now, if you don't like that, that doesn't work for you. There's a system variable, because we don't have enough system variables, called ref path type. You can set that to 2 for full, or you can drive your CAD manager absolutely insane and set it to 0 for no path. It's up to you. But nevertheless, you have control over that. Okay, the rest of these I'm going to go in and show you very, very, very quickly so I don't get in trouble with Leah. See, I'm kind of afraid of you anyway, Leah, so this is actually perfect. You're like the perfect one to be doing this. She's like, why are you afraid of me? I'm so nice. Why are you afraid of me? All right, so here we go. Okay, over on the right-hand side here, this is just the XREF Manager. You know, no surprises. It's just docking over on the right there. Now, if I came in and I saw this, see all these exclamation points? If you saw this, all these error messages, you would just be like, I'm not feeling well. Joe, could you just take this drawing over for me? Right? Because there's a lot of bad things going on in here. I have orphaned, I have XREFs with no parents. I've got XREFs that aren't being found. I got a lot going on. So I'm going to show you how easy it's going to be to fix this. You're going to love, love, love this. How many of you have tried working with XREFs in 2018? Did you find it better, right? Did you find some cool stuff? If you haven't, I'm going to show you how it's better. Hopefully you already discovered it. Okay, so the number one feature, of course, is being able to bring a PDF file in as AutoCAD objects, but I showed that last year, so I didn't want to do it this year. So anyway, let's take a look. All right, so here, oh my gosh, look at this. This guy's lost. It doesn't know which directory it's from. So I'm going to do a right click, and what we're used to doing, select a new path. All right, let's see if I can, oh, it's already there. I'm going to pretend I didn't find it so easily. It was already there. All right, go back down. Make it look like it did some work. Oh, there it is. Okay, but here's the deal. Okay, I found the directory. It wasn't supposed to be so easy. Oh, look, I found the directory. And then I say open. But this is the cool part. Look at this. Would you like to apply the same path to other missing references? Well, yeah. Because what happens is usually there's a whole bunch of those in one directory, right? So it's going to go through, it's going to take a look at all of those messed up XREFs, and if it can match any of them in there, you are good to go. So yeah. So watch, a whole bunch of those exclamation points went away. Yay, that's a good step in the right direction. All right, that's a good one. All right, what else can I do? Oh, I didn't get them all. I still have this guy, and this guy, and that guy. Let's do a right click. There's a new one also, find and replace, score. All right, I got to go find the directory where this one is from. It's like all of my directories are totally messed up. Let's go up. And let's go up again. Data set. No. It's under, here it is. I think it's right there. All right, open. Of course, directories always get mixed. It's okay, because this is what you go through too, right? It's not always pretty. All right, I'm going to say replace all. Oh, wrong directory. Wait, it's okay. I'm going to be here all day till I get it. You guys can't relate, can you? Right click, find and replace. I do this all the time. Up, map files, services, right? Replace all. Okay, got it. Yay, okay, got it. All right, so, but it did, in that case, you can grab a whole bunch of them, and you can map it to a specific directory as well. It will do a find and replace. Okay, that's good. All right, so I got rid of most of the exclamation points, except I still have these poor two little orphan files. So in the past, You know, why are they orphaned? It doesn't know who the parent is. I don't know what the problem is, these poor guys. They're unreferenced. So it used to be unreferenced, now they're orphaned. So in the past, if I went over to take a look at it from the tree view, it would not tell me who the parent was. So I'd have to do this massive, go on a reconnaissance mission to try to figure it out. But now when I go to the tree view, it actually shows me the name of the parent file. And I can see it's just not loaded. So let's do a right click. And let's reload it. Oh, now I can see my mom or dad or whatever. And now it's all okay. And now everybody's happy. And now you don't have all of those awful exclamation points. If I go back over, you can see that pretty much the world is a beautiful place. We like it when the world is a beautiful place. I just have to load that one. So that's pretty much it. All right, so, and then, one other thing I'm going to do. This is the other thing you're going to love. I'm going to do a save as. I'm going to save it to a totally different directory. Let's call it Fred3. Check this out. Hey, Lynn, it appears that you're saving the current drawing file to a different location. Would you like me to update those references with relative paths? Oh, yeah. Because how many people aren't paying attention? Not you. But aren't paying attention, and those are hard-coded paths, right? They're hard-coded full paths, and then they're not going to translate over, and then everything goes really, really badly. So absolutely, you would update those paths, right? All right, good. All right, back over. How am I doing? Way behind? What? Okay. All right, that's okay, because I went through all these. And just so you know also, if you rename an XREF outside of the XREF Manager, it didn't used to update in the XREF Manager like you were in the Twilight Zone. Now it will. Everybody will have the same name everywhere. So. Oh, I did see you first. And you were the nice one that moved. It wasn't rigged, but he was really nice earlier. Would you like a bunny rabbit, or would you like, do you want the bunny rabbit, or do you want a horse? A horse or a rabbit? Yeah. The bunny rabbit. He liked the bunny rabbit. What about the horse? Nobody loves the horse? Shh, it's going to be all right. There you go. Maybe you remember when John Cleese was here and we had the whole demonstration on how to do the coconuts? Anybody? Who was here? I did in front of like 4,000 people a demonstration. We all had coconuts and we all did the, no. How to do a horse? Oh, come on, those were the good old days. All right, let's move along. No time for nostalgia. All right, object selection. So I always joke that in AutoCAD that we don't like to draw, but we love to edit. Like if we need to draw something else over here, if there's anything that looks like it at all, anywhere in the drawing file, at all, like maybe even remotely resembles it, you will take that and spend 10 times as long editing it to look like whatever it is you need over here, as opposed to actually drawing something else from scratch. Am I correct on that? Okay, all right. It's true, you know it's true. All right, so you have to select objects to edit, so let's take a look at some really speedy object selection. You know it's true. Tricks. All right. Let's get rid of the XREF Manager. And I'm not sure why that one has a grid on. All right, so I am working in a drawing that someone else did, and I have no clue what they did. You've all been there, or it was a drawing you did so long ago you have no clue what you did. And I just need to add a few more objects. I need to add another object like that. It's a polyline. Now I know a lot more about it because I changed my rollover, but let's say I don't. I don't know what scale factor those line types, I don't know what the line type is. I don't know what layer it's on. I'm lazy, remember? So hopefully you guys all know you can easily do this. Select that object, right click, add selected, right? Lazy people use add selected. Turn the snap off because apparently the snap's on in the drawing too. And then you can very easily just pick whatever you're drawing. And it temporarily will change that current layer. Temporarily, it's putting it on the right layer. Now it puts the layer back to the way it was before. How fast was that? I don't even have to know anything about that object. It just drew another object for me. I have to do another dimension. There might even be overrides on this dimension. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Select that dimension. Right click. Add selected. Let's go ahead and very quickly, boom, boom, add another one. Exactly like that one. I don't have to know anything. I don't have to do a reconnaissance mission and find out information about it. I need more text just like that one. Same deal. Add selected. Pick where you want it to go. Only thing it asks me is rotation angle in case you want to rotate it. It knows the height. I'm going to turn my cap lock on so it just looks like, you know, the same. It's exactly the same. Lazy, lazy. Okay, that's adds. Oh, actually, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to show you another tip so that I can get ahead. You ever have, you know, you open up a drawing file, it's got dimensions in it, somebody gave it to you. We like to believe that those dimensions are correct. Only later to find out perhaps that was not the case. Am I right? All right, so, and there's no way to tell by looking at it whether they're right or not. So hopefully you are fully aware of this most awesome Express tool. It's a command called dim reassoc, not to be confused with the dim reassociate command. Dim reassoc is an Express tool. Oh look, I don't have my Express tools up there. How do I get them? Ever lose your Express tools? If you reset the AutoCAD menu, you will lose your Express tools. That's okay, Express menu, they'll come right back. So if you do lose your Express tools, Express menu brings them right back. So underneath Express tools, I'm just going to show it to you this way as well. There's an option for reset text. That also executes the dim reassoc command. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say all. I'm going to do all. And what happens is, can you see, it highlights the offenders. So 2 of those dimensions are not correct. They've cheated. They've fudged it. They typed in values that were not correct. So I can hit an extra enter, and it will put in the actual value. And then I can go have a little chat with the guy who did those dimensions. So that's dim reassoc, or you can grab it from the Express tools. You guys who have LT, I'm afraid you can't do it. But all right, let's keep going. Object selection. So you can see these rotated dimensions. My drafting teacher would be very unhappy with me. So I need to fix that. In fact, there's a whole bunch of rotated dimensions in my drawing file that are wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And I'm lazy. I'm going to grab all of them, right? Right-click, what? Right, select similar. All right. So it's going to grab all of the rotated dimensions on the same layer. I'll show you how come I know that in just a second. Right. And then I'm going to just simply go over here, over to Properties. And then I'm going to come over here. And let's go ahead and change the text height to, it says it varies, right? I still don't see it. Keep going. Text rotation angle right here. Change the text rotation to 0, make my drafting teacher happy, and now the world's a beautiful place. Now if I go into select similar, there is a settings option, so you have control over what it's searching for. So in this situation, it grabbed all of the same type of objects. It says name on there. I don't know why it says name. It's not like it's Fred or Julie or whatever. It should say type, but it doesn't. So the same type of objects that are on the same layer. It grabbed all the same rotation, all the rotated dimensions that were on the same layer. But if you took layer off, it would just grab all the rotated dimensions regardless of the layer, right? Or if you undid name, it would just grab all the objects on the same layer. So you have complete control over this, and hopefully those of you who use select similar are controlling it with the settings. All right? Aw, look at you went off. You didn't need to do that. All right, let's keep going. All right, good. Oh, selection cycling. One more. How am I doing? Stop it. You guys don't have anywhere to go after this. Because we have to get to the fun part, right? All right, so one other one in here. If you have a really crowded drawing, do you guys use selection cycling? More than one option. You ever try to grab like a hatch pattern boundary? You keep hitting the hatch pattern, it's really annoying. Yeah? Another line on top of another line, arc, whatever, on top of a circle. All right, so selection cycling, that is this guy right here. It's hard to see this guy right here. I mean, none of these icons look like anything anymore. Can't do text anymore. So whatever, it's that one. You can also do Control W. So if I move my cursor over more than one object, you get those little boxes. Those little black boxes indicate there's more than one object underneath the cursor, the crosshairs there. If I come over here, I'll zoom out a little bit so I can get a whole bunch. If I click like right there, there's a whole bunch of objects under there. You can move your cursor over them until you get to the one that you want. You can get to that hatch pattern boundary that you're trying to get to, and then you can click on it, and then you can go ahead and do whatever it is you wanted to do to it. All right, so Control W. All right, let's keep going. Back over. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of just really fun time savers, some tried and true favorites. Some good fun ones. One of them I do show almost every year. So just because it's fun fodder for the office. So I have these three, some of you know which one I'm going to do. I have these 3 lines. I want to make them longer. I want them to come out here. I want them to be out here. So how would you do it? You could lengthen them. A lot of you would draw a construction line, right, and extend them, something like that. So there's a really old command called change. It's an old dusty command. You do this with your friends in the office. You go, I can do that in 2 steps or 3 steps or whatever. They will, no, you won't be able to. So you can go in the change command. You can select all of these objects right here. You can go ahead and you can pick wherever you want them to be extended to, and you don't have to draw any construction lines. It just extends them out. And you can also do this with, you can also make them shorter, same idea. Go in the change command, I'll do previous. You can pick anywhere on the objects, and it will shorten them as well. Now, you might have noticed I turned the ortho on, very important piece of the equation. If you do not have the ortho on, let me turn that ortho off. And let's do previous again, and I pick out here. You will see you get a very different, so keep that in mind when you're doing this with your friends, okay? Change command, let's see what else have I got here. This right here is a line. If I go in the p-edit command and I select this line, it comes back and says, object selected is not a polyline, do you want to turn it into one? How annoying is that? I went into the p-edit command, I'm a fairly intelligent person, don't ask me that question. It's just annoying, right? And if you say no, what happens? Kicks you out of the command. It's a stupid question. I don't like stupid questions. There's a system variable called p-edit except. If you set that to 1, it will never ask you that question ever again as long as you live. It's a beautiful, beautiful system variable. So now if I go into the p-edit command and I select the same object, it will not ask me that question. It just moves on past life. One less click in my life I have to deal with. Heads up, you are all programmed to hit an extra enter at this point because you've been doing it for years. And now when you hit that extra enter, you're just kicked yourself out of the p-edit command. Congratulations. So you have to retrain yourself. Keep that in mind. We've also been told our whole lives that arcs are counterclockwise. That you can't draw an arc that is anything except for counterclockwise, but you should know that if you hold the control key down, you can draw an arc any direction that you want. So, okay, hold the control key down to let you draw it clockwise. I did that one really fast. I'm trying to go really quickly through here. Let's go over to, I may not get everything done. Let me go over to, I'm going to really quickly put a viewport inside of another viewport. Get inside this viewport. Okay, have you had this happen? Whoop. Trying to get inside this viewport. Zoom out. Working one viewport, try to get inside another viewport. Ah, I can't get in there. I can't get in there. No? Did you know that if you do a Control R, you can cycle through all your viewports until you get inside of the other viewport? Control R. Cycle through all your viewports. Just something for you to think about. And you guys know how many minutes? 7? You have faith. You guys, if I erase this, these are all old ones. A lot of you know all these because you learned them in class. If I draw a circle, I draw some lines. Oh, I didn't mean to erase those objects. How do I bring them back? Oops, you guys know about oops. Oops has been in AutoCAD a long time. It's a great command name, oops. If only we had that in life. Oops will actually bring back the last set of objects you erased in AutoCAD. You do not have to undo, and lose all the things that you just did. There's an actual oops command. There's also an actual undo command, the entire undo command, U-N-D-O. How many of you use the entire undo command, not just the U? Okay. The rest of you are doing this. Enter, enter, enter. Hit a U once. Enter, 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 enter. Enter, or hit the arrow, 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 arrow. Okay, all right. So there's a cool command called undo. You do have to type the whole thing in, U-N-D-O. I can do go into the undo command, and I can do an M for mark. And it will mark the place I am right then and there. And then I can go off, and maybe I want to experiment on something. I can draw, 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 draw. whatever. And then if I go back into the undo command, there's an option for back. I can do a B for back. It will undo back to the mark. Have you ever needed to go all the way back to the beginning of the drawing? Sadly. It's probably because you opened a drawing that was just like another drawing that you were going to do a save as, and you forgot to do a save as. Have you ever done that? Uh-oh, I forgot to do a save as. So do your save as. Save it as the name of the drawing that you thought you were doing, and then you can undo back, right? And then you resave it, the other drawing underneath the name it was supposed to have, the old name. Or you know you guys are doing you, enter, 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 enter. All right, undo back. Undo. If you do back and there's no mark, it will say this will undo everything. Okay? You betcha. You know, we used to take list classes. I used to redefine all kinds of things, and undo back was one of my favorites. We used to assign that to save because it was fun. Because we could. All right, what else? I think I have to move along. I showed you a couple of those. I'm not doing too bad, actually. Oh, empty jig string. All right, so if I go into text, you guys might have seen this earlier, that I have my default text string is set to Mexico. That's why I was there last week for AU Mexico. It defaults to what? ABC. How many of you have your default sample text string set to ABC? How many of you are still at APC? Oh, snore. Oh my gosh, come on, people. That's boring. Empty jig string. Set it to something exciting. I think it can be like 10 characters. Cap locks on. Autodesk. You put your favorite sports team, your dog's name, whatever. See, that was in the sysvar monitor. See, it got mad. Now when I go into text, you know, set it to something fun. MT jig string. I have no idea what that stands for. Probably better that way. All right. In the interest of time, I'm going to. I showed you that one. Let's do this really fast. Where am I? 3 minutes? All right. You guys know the blend command? Who knows blend? It had a terrible agent. It's an awesome command. It's hiding underneath fillet. Underneath fillet? Is this guy blend? Blend curves? Awesome command. I just need to come in here. I need to kind of like fill in this hole. Blend is awesome. It's really great. Just need 2 lines. You know, it goes in and puts a spline in there. There's all kinds of things you can do to control the spline, but I don't have time to go into all those. I have lots of videos on all these things. You can Google it. I went into way more detail than anybody ever wanted to know. If I tried to do this with pedit, it would have a heart attack, right? If I tried to do, it would do this tangent freaky arc. Okay. We want here. Let me go back to the PowerPoint here, just to kind of show you. Oh, the one back there with the green arm sticking out. I saw you first. What happened? Did my dog come out? That was not a bunny. That was a dog. And I gave you something for a dog? No, that's a real bunny, so you get some. You want a horse? Yep. This is what you wanted all along, isn't it? I thought so.
You can ask on what she said. I said I want.
Oh, really? Aw, you're a good man. Do you like Monty Python? All right. All right, okay, the problem is I think there's another one, and I don't have any more presents, so just pretend it didn't show up, because I was supposed to say that's a dog, not a rabbit, and I got overwhelmed by the hands. All right, anyway, moving along. I went through most of this. So I have this whole thing about we want to keep our drawings nice and neat and tidy, and you know, things like the blend command, the join command. You guys use the join command, right? Go in and make sure you don't have a zillion vertices and polylines. You don't have a bunch of individual lines. That's bad drawing behavior. You guys know the overkill command? Overkill command gets rid, it's a great command name. It gets rid of a duplicate object. So if you have a line on top of another line, overkill. Take a look at it. Gets rid of extra vertices and polylines as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful command. Circle on top of another circle. And then this is the, oh, no, nobody gets anything. I got nothing. I got $1. Here's some water. Here's the water. Who wants it? I got nothing. Sorry. Okay, let's go to tips to abuse your coworkers just for fun. All right, so this is my favorite. Okay, I already have, these are fun. It only takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and they're fun. Come on, they are. They're really, really fun. Some of these are from the past. Okay, this was my favorite. So when you double click on various things, right? Things like, let's go back over here. Like you can set it up so when you double click on hatching or you double click on text or whatever, various commands are executed. So the ones that we double click on the most, I would argue would be text, right? You guys double click on text to edit it? We do that all the time, right? All right, so if you go in the CUI and you go over to double click actions, and then you go down to text, it says text edit. Forget that. Let's go to erase. Come on, this is awesome. Okay. So now, you know, I need to edit this text. Double click. What? Awesome. That's awesome. All right, what else have I got? There's, let's see. Oh, I'm not out of time. Be quiet. All right, inside of AutoCAD 2017, they added in this new system variable called cursor type. Did you guys find that? If you set cursor type to 1, you no longer get crosshairs, you get the Windows arrow key. Oh my God, it's awful. You can set that to 1. There's this, actually I'll scoot over to the PowerPoint just so you can watch this. There's a system variable called zoom wheel that controls the direction that when you push the wheel forward, you know, we zoom in versus zoom out. You can set zoom wheel to 1, and when you move the wheel forward, it will actually push the drawing away from you. So reverses the zoom. That's good fun. Zoom factor controls the speed by which you are zooming. I'll show you that one. So like if I want to zoom into something, right, it goes pretty fast. If I set zoom wheel, which defaults to like 60, zoom factor, sorry. Zoom factor. It defaults to 60. If I set it to like 3, now watch me zoom in. Awesome. There's this command called mode macro that will actually put text on the bottom of your screen at the status bar. So watch, I'm going to write, I'm watching you. Okay, now look at my, can you see that? I'm watching you. Can you see that? Maybe put a little exclamation. Can you guys see that? You can put, or give me a raise, or I don't know what you put. Okay, these are always my favorite. There's a really, I'm sure many of you, if you've ever been in my session, I always do this one. There's a command called undefine. It will undefine any AutoCAD command. So now if I type in line, if I type in the letter L, first of all, see, line doesn't even show up as an option. If I come up here and I try to click on line, it comes back and it says unknown command, right? It's not in there. So you can undefine all kinds of things, like QSave. You can have a party with undefine, all right? Now, just so you know, there is a redefine command. Do not undefine the redefine command. Don't do it. So you can put it all back, everything's all pretty, but you can actually go into menu items and you can undefine commands so that then they can't even put them back, you know. You can have a lot of fun with that. And then last but not least, I know that, you know, you probably don't know Lisp, some of you might, but there's an old, really easy Lisp function called alert, which is really, really fun. You don't have to know it. I put this in your documentation. Open paren talks to Lisp. All you have to do is the word alert, and then put in quotes whatever you want it to say, like formatting the hard drive. Please wait. Okay, you have to put double quotes around whatever it is you want it to say. You have to have an open paren, a closed paren. It's in your handout. I'm going to go ahead and hit an enter, and this is what happens. So I've already showed you how you can play around with the CUI. Imagine if you like put this on the save button or something like that, right? You go on the save button and you get rid of save. You just put this phrase right here, that phrase right on the save button. They go to save their drawing, save or undo, the most frequently used command in AutoCAD. They click on undo, and then all of a sudden it says formatting the hard drive, please wait. And look, it just says okay, there's not even a cancel. Okay, there is an X in the upper right-hand corner. In the old days, there didn't used to be an X. It was a much better feature. But anyway, so that's kind of fun. All right, so I'm finishing up because I know it's over the time. You guys have classes to go to. I covered almost all of them. So just so you know, you should have all received a tips and tricks booklet. Hopefully you all got one. And you can also download it, print them out. They make great Christmas presents. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you.